Hello, everybody. All right, so we're at Hump Day. We're at Wednesday here, so I hope everybody is having a good week thus far. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go off screen, go off camera here for a quick moment to take care of something. While I'm doing that, as we're waiting for more people to show up, I'll put some music on, and then when I come back, we'll of course start talking about what's on tap for tonight, and probably get into what we'll be going over. So, anyways, I'll be right back. All right, so now that we are back, so as always, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, seeing if we can get some more. And I do appreciate the like and share that's already happened. If you guys can go ahead and like and share the stream and see if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be great. Also, if anything that we talk about grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I will try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. Hey, JR. Uh, Kneel before the only true savior of the galaxy, Lord Xenu, rightful president of the Galactic Confederacy, sometimes known as well, I think you should have said known as Xena. Peace be upon him. All right. So, with all that being said, so here's what's on tap for now. I've got like two articles to go over. One from Bleeding Full, one from critical JR site Critical Blast. So the two stories we're going to cover tonight, of course, according to one reporter from Bleeding Cool, comic pros are embarrassing themselves over the politicized Trump indictment. So we're going to look at that and talk a little bit about that. We're going to go over to, when we go over to the Critical Blast site, we're going to be looking at possibly a review of a upcoming animated release from Warner Brothers, the latest Batman animated release. So we'll see that, and of course later on we'll have the wrestling wrap up as well as this day in each history. So without any further ado, then why don't we go ahead and get started then? Let me just pull up the. Alrighty then. So, known. There we go. And thank you for the likes and shares. And as always, if anything that we talk about here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we will try to answer and I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. All right, so here we go. Let's go with this first one. I figured this one's going to take us a bit of a while because it's a bit more of an opinion piece, obviously. Um, Comic pros embarrass themselves over politicized Trump indictment. Article by Avi Green published earlier today. So, and you had the picture of Donald Trump right there, pointing at the camera. Basically, that picture right there is from a meme that he's posted before about they're really not after me. They're after you. I'm just in the way. From that particular meme. So let's get to this. Kurt Busiek and Ron Mars support politically motivated indictment of Donald Trump, and Phil Jimenez despises Ron DeSantis. Here's one of Busiek's regrettably politicized tweets where he responds to the disturbing indictment in New York of former President Trump like this. Busiek, the grand jury voted to indict Donald Trump, did not vote to indict a ham sandwich. This is known as discernment. Okay, that right there is a pretty stupid statement to make. Okay, what does a ham sandwich have to do with anything? Let's see. As a public commentator, I would appreciate more Shinichu Chris Chan coverage in general. I don't really follow Shinichu or Chris Chan. Okay, I've heard the name, but I have no idea who he is. Don't really care to, because at least as far as I know, he doesn't really run in the circles that I would run in. So, as it were. Based on everything I have heard, though, I guess he's not the greatest guy in the world, anyways. But anyways, him they're going after him on flimsy charges that make the USA look like a banana republic, look more like a banana republic than a serious democracy. But it sounds, sadly enough, like Busiek dislikes the man more than the alleged crime, and that's a problem. Yeah. I guess there's another meme of. I guess this is the idea of somebody living rent free in somebody's head. I guess is what somebody's trying to say with that one. Besides Busiek, Ron Mars also chimed in with the following. Ron Mars, Jinky Shaggy, and this is in response to, I guess, a post that a tweet that Jake Tapper, New York grand jury votes to indict Donald Trump, sources tell CNN. On Mars, in response to Ron DeSantis, the weaponization of the legal system to advance a political agenda turns the rule of law on its head. It's un-American. The Soros-backed Manhattan District Attorney has consistently bent the law to downgrade felonies and to excuse criminal. Yet now he is take a shot every time one of them backs Soros back. Yeah. Mars responded to a tweet from a Justin Baragona, where Justin Baragona had said, Lindsey Graham, I guess quoting Lindsey Graham here, they are trying to drain him dry. He spent more money on lawyers than most people spend on campaigns. They're trying to bleed him dry. DonaldJTrump.com. Go tonight. Give the president some money to fight this BS. This is going to destroy America. Yeah, basically, I think everybody, even the Democrats, know the Democrats will deny it tooth and nail. They'll deny it all the way till when they meet up with God and have to answer for this garbage when they meet up with St. Peter, and they'll burn in hell for it. They will burn in hell for it. But Ron Mars was watching the party of Law and Order, in quotes there, hyperventilate and gimp for a career criminal, not even a clever criminal, just a low rent grifter. It's chef's kiss, baby. Oh, I don't know. There was probably a time when here's the biggest piece of hypocrisy in all this, people. Okay, let me just not that I want to get too much into the political side of it too much, but here's a little tidbit for everybody to remember too. Okay, Donald Trump was not always in fact, throughout his life, he's changed parties several times. He started out, I think he started out maybe as a Republican, then was a Democrat for a while. Then he was at one point during I think it wasn't during Ross Perot, but just at early 2000s, he actually joined the Reform Party, the same Reform Party, by the way, that was started up by Ross Perot, and of course another member of the Reform Party that actually had a successful campaign, Jesse Ventura, who was, of course, the governor of Minnesota. Just to remind people of that. And then he went back to being a Democrat, and then he's now a Republican. See, the reason these people are going after him is this: he's a threat to the establishment. He's a threat to their power. Okay, that's it. A lot of these same people who are criticizing him, probably like 7-10 years ago, would have been at his feet, looking to kiss his feet, to get them to get him to financially back them. Okay, a lot of the Democrat politics, he and it's a recorded fact. He actually donated to both of Kamala Harris's attorney general campaigns. Okay, when she was running and was the attorney general for here in California, and I believe he also donated to New Jersey. Let's see, is it New Jersey Senator, New Jersey Junior Senator Cory Booker. It was like 7 to 10 years ago here that he actually donated to a lot of the same people that he donated to a lot of the same people that are now trying to crucify him. Okay, that's the biggest piece of the hypocrisy right there. Okay, on their end. Now that he no longer believes in what they believe in, now he's a threat to the system. So, anyways, getting back to the article here. Oh, let me just get some here real quick. And Grad, not that I wanted to get too deep into the political weeds of it as much. We're just I'm just pointing out some things here as we're running along here. Oh, he clearly is gleeful about all this. And again, this demonstrates how even Trump's leftist detractors in the comics medium are guided more by ideology than belief in justice. Clearly, they don't have faith in what the USA was founded on, assuming it lasts much longer. What we're seeing going on today is very dispiriting. Good word there. Good word there, Avi. In addition to the above examples of creators going political, the artist Phil Jimenez also recently provided an example of LGBT victimology in response to news about Florida Governor Ron DeSantis taking steps to defend children against indoctrination and mutilating surgeries. Let's see. In response to something that Carlos Guillermo Smith, it was never, ever, ever, ever about kindergarten through third grade. It was always about demonizing us and censoring LGBTQ people out of existence in our schools. DeSantis moves to expand "Don't Say Gay" law at all grades in Florida schools. I guess this was what Carlos Guillermo Smith was saying in regards to when the proposal to forbid classroom instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity in all grades would not need legislative approval. And I think a lot of parents would agree with that. A lot of parents out there do not want the state superseding their will over theirs. Actually, I think I just saw something earlier today. Apparently California is looking to do that now here in California. Of course it was. And it's because of this is why Walt Disney World lost its right to self-governance. Because, they still had to be answerable to their customers and consumers who were not going to, and the state government of Florida who was not going to allow them to indoctrinate the kids. One must wonder if Jimenez still supports this position after the horrific bloodbath at a Christian school in Nashville, Tennessee, committed by a transsexual woman claiming to be a man whose victims were mainly women. Why? What if the culprit had attacked a Jewish synagogue? Would Jimenez be comfortable with a LGBT ideologue visiting horrors upon Jack Kirby and Stan Lee's Jewish brethren? This is very disappointing and disrespects all the Golden Age contributors to DC who brought Wonder Woman about, a creation Jimenez once worked on in the early 2000s, and after this embarrassment, I'd rather not waste time on Jimenez's work if these are the positions he's going to uphold. That's a very interesting question. That has been, when that, at least that's one of the fallouts from that situation, is that the fact that a transgendered person decided to go shoot up a Christian school. Are they still going to cry foul, or are they going to go the other way? They're going to go, well, they deserved it because they were trying to, they were trying to victimize us. So there we are. There we have two writers espousing anti-Trump positions and an artist who's damning a responsible Republican by proxy. The comics medium really is getting tainted. Well, hey, I suspect Trump will be fine. Yeah, well, unless New York City is just absolutely filled with a bunch of corrupt people, they get a bunch of Soros-backed lackeys on the jury, then Trump might be in trouble. But But ultimately, this is going to backfire because it's just firing up the base, and people are going to be more inclined to donate, to attend his rallies, and to see him as much as they can on the campaign trail to support him. This is basically going to end up giving him the nomination. That's what a lot of pundits have been saying. So, yeah. So, anyways, so we're done with that one. Let's see, what time is it now? It's like almost 20 minutes in. Okay. I knew that one was going to probably take a while to get through. So now let's go to the other article I was going to go over. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Oh, RJ. RJ. Okay. Let me go to the attention real quick before I get started here. All right. I'm going to go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll be right back. Alrighty then. So now we're back. All right. Okay. Goody. All right. So, anyways, getting ready to move on. So, Batman, the Doom that came to Gotham from the mountains of boredom. All right. Yeah, it reminds me of like some older style titles, I guess. Submitted by R.J. Carter. Back, I guess, about a week ago. I guess a little over a week ago, past Tuesday. So here we go. It's the animated movie Batman Doom that came to Gotham. Batman, the Doom that came to Gotham is, unfortunately, one of the most plotting, soporific, and downright boring stories to have ever been committed to animation. The art is great, the voice casting serviceable, the concept's exciting, yet somehow Jace Ricci's screenplay, based on an Elseworlds imprint from DC Comics written by Mike Mignola and Richard Pace, drags its feet as it shoehorns in the Batman characters into 1920s analogs while pitting him against H.P. Lovecraft creations. Let's see what RJ means by all this. All right, so here we go. We begin at the North Pole as a world traveling Bruce Wayne, who is voiced in the movie here by David Giuntoli, is seeking out some scientists who have gone missing. From his travels, he has acquired young assistants Dick Grayson, voiced by Jason Marsden. Now, Marsden, of course, has lent his voice to a number of DC animated projects, including, of course, I think he was the voice of Richie Foley Gear in Static Shock, among other things. I think he was also Snapper Carr in the Justice League Unlimited, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited cartoon as well. So, Sanjay J. Todd. I think Jason Todd, voiced by Karan Brar, and Kylie Kane. So apparently, I guess in these case, this Elseworlds has them. Some of these Robins or some of these characters are based on the main universe characters, just slightly different. With instead of Dick Grayson, and Kylie Kane, who is voiced by Tati Gabrielle from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Much like John Carpenter's The Thing, there is something buried in the ice that is controlling the scientist, including Dr. Cobblepot, who I guess is an analog to Penguin, I'm taking it, voiced by William Salyers. And Wayne sees to it that it is reburied, but he fails as it inhabits one of the scientists they take home. Okay. See. And as always, guys, if you haven't already, if you guys can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people here. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I will try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on with the article here. Then stuff happens. Wayne begins encountering things that can only be supernatural, which flies in the face of his belief in hard science. But he runs into Etrigan the Demon, voiced by Matthew Watterson, and Talia al Ghul, voiced by Emily O'Brien, both of whom have their own interest in a thing that is destined to destroy Gotham. And why? Because of something Thomas Wayne did, along with 3 other city founders. Oh yeah, I kind of funny. I've been watching as part of my afternoon watchings. I've been watching the 2004 the Batman series with Reno Romano, the one where Reno Romano is voicing Bruce Wayne Batman in that. Let's see, and they had an episode similar to that where it was implied Solomon Grundy had I guess a similar issue in this case to the founders of Gotham in that universe. So, anyways, like Cobblepot and the father of Wayne's friend Oliver Queen, who is voiced by Christopher Gorham, but it's not something they did a few years ago. No, it was centuries ago. Something that saved the city and gave them an immortality by calling upon a dark force. And now that dark force has returned to collect its due. Only a Batman can defeat the eldritch horror is by following the advice of Barbara Gordon, who is voiced by Gideon Adlon, a mental patient with psychic powers in Arkham Asylum. And by accepting the prophecy, the bats, yes, the bats, made him when he was a boy to become one of them. Interesting take, this Elseworld story, huh? I guess so. According to RJ, he claims that it kind of plods along, so I guess it moves a little too slowly. The way they execute it here. It's 90 minutes, and that will feel like twice that, and ends with you lying at the foot of the mountains of Inui. Watch Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham, or any of the streaming services listed below. So yeah, Amazon, Apple, Google Play, Voodoo, YouTube, Microsoft, Redbox, DirecTV. RJ gives it a 2.5 out of 5. So there you go. So there are the two stories. We're right at the 30-minute mark here. Let's see. Let me see one more time if there is any additional stories we can cover on. I want to try to push it a little. Might be a little too quick. I thought that first story was going to go longer. Oh well. Let's see now. Let me just try to think here. Oh yeah. Let me just check see if there's anything that came anew since I last checked this afternoon. Probably not. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. I think that was the Mandalorian story was the last one there. Alrighty then. I had a sandwich and return. Oh, okay. Anyways, all right. So let me look one more time at Bleeding Full, see if there's anything like one more article. I guess we can try to go for before I let's see. No, that yeah, okay. Yeah, so it looks like there's nothing more to find for tonight. But so that will just mean we will just move on to the wrestling wrap up here. There's quite a bit of stories going on in both WWE and AEW. Um, so as I talked about earlier in the week here, of course, WWE say they have apparently completed the sale to Endeavor and have been merging and are looking to merge with UFC basically, with Endeavor having 51% control of the company while the WWE would have 49%. This also brought about the fact that apparently Endeavor in the short run apparently wants Vince McMahon back in control of creative, among other things, and that has made a lot of people unhappy. There's a potential lawsuit being filed against WWE over the deal, which some people are dismissing as just some investors are just looking to get a payout to let the sale go through. And it's been speculated that some of the this past Monday's Raw, which some would say was the worst post WrestleMania Raw in the history of Raw, may have had a lot to do with McMahon returning. It said that morale is completely dropped. So they're saying that there may even be some of the wrestlers are even considering asking for their release and or sitting out their contracts, much kind of like what happened with Sasha Banks and Naomi last year. So apparently people have wondered if there are a lot of fans who started a hashtag Fire Vince. A lot of people have been happy with Triple H's creative direction for the company, and that's part of the reason why a lot of them came back to the WWE. But as it stands now, some of those same people are looking how to get out of there. And And we'll talk a little bit more about this aspect of it in a little while here, as of course FTR, their contract status at AEW is up in the air. I guess we'll know tonight with certainty what their contract status is with AEW. Let me see what else. What other point can I make here? Let's see. I'm just trying to think. Let's see. So a lot of people are just unhappy with WWE right now, just because it would appear Vince is potentially back in creative control, which a lot of people are frowning down upon, from fans to wrestlers. So that is just kind of the thing right now. Now going on to some AEW news, of course. Going on to some AEW news. Now tonight's Dynamite, and we'll have the result on tomorrow's Mikestand. So tonight they had they are having four title matches on the show tonight, including Hook defending the FTW title against Ethan Page, Jamie Hayter defending the AEW World Women's title against Riho, the House of Black defending the World Trios title against Best Friends and AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy, and then in the big title match of the night will be the Guns defending the AEW, the Colton and Austin Gunn defending the AEW World Tag Team titles against FTR in a titles versus AEW career match, in which and that's why I said earlier that we'll find out what their contract, because my guess is if they, because the match stipulated that if FTR could not get the titles off of the Guns, then they would quit AEW, which would probably be a sure sign that their contract has in fact expired. So if they win, then they were able to come to a deal with Tony Khan and will stay with AEW. But if they lose, they're most likely gone from AEW, which will put them on the market. And there was also a lot of talk that WWE was looking possibly Jay White to sign Kenny Omega, because the status of his contract is uncertain, along with the Young Bucks. But now, are they going to want to go to the WWE knowing that Vince McMahon is back? And I don't think so. I don't think a lot of people, I don't really think a lot of people want to go there. Now, the fallout, because now AEW is not perfect either. They have booking issues as well. Okay. Now, a lot of people are saying that Tony Khan will probably gain from the fallout, because a lot of guys will not want to go back to WWE, and some of the guys who are in WWE might want to end up going to AEW. But this could have a further effect for even Impact and the NWA, as those two companies could pick up some of the talent as well, if not much of the talent. If they don't, like particularly in the case of some of the bigger talent in WWE, they feel like they're not, they feel like they don't want to be under Vince's creative direction. They might decide, and they don't want to go to AEW, because AEW doesn't really book big men as favorably. Big men end up becoming like enhancement talent for the smaller guys there. So they might end up going to Impact or to even the NWA, where NWA has a number of big men that, including Tyrus, who will be defending the NWA World title this Friday at the 312 event in Chicago. So let's see. So that's up, and then there were a couple other matches, that were set for tonight as well on AEW, and again we'll go over the results tomorrow, but among the other matches that were also slated for tonight, aside from the title matches that we talked about, Juice Robinson is taking on Ricky Starks. Sammy Guevara taking on Commander. And apparently the Blackpool Combat Club will be involved in a 6-man tag match. And again, I'll go over the results tomorrow. After I've watched like the good, bad, and the ugly from WrestleMania. And other AEW news, there is one other piece of interesting news that came out. So for those who do follow AEW, you may remember that there was an angle through much for over the past, 6-7 months, in which Vicky Guerrero had been serving as the coach/manager of the team she called the Beast of Burdens, which was, former AEW World Champion Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir. And you may have noticed the last, few weeks that she hasn't been coming out with them. Now, apparently there's a report that's come out that her daughter, Sherilyn, has made accusations against her stepfather, Vicky's current husband, former Major League Baseball player Chris Benson. She's apparently accused him of sexually assaulting her on a cruise ship. And this is getting kind of hairy, apparently, because Vicky claims that Sherilyn is a bit disturbed, did try to reconcile with her through therapy, but Sherilyn wasn't having it. He says, well, how do you like the car that Chris bought you after you wrecked yours? Now apparently in this, I guess, Guerrero, Sherilyn, of course, is the daughter of Vicky and the late Eddie Guerrero. And the thing is that this apparently is turning into some kind of family feud, as it were, as Chavo Guerrero Jr., who is, of course, Eddie and Vicky's nephew. He has come out and tweeted support for Sherilyn. So this is going to end up being kind of a drama play. Plus all the other stuff going on with AEW right now. So with that, as I mentioned, I'll talk more about the results tomorrow of what happened. I can give further analysis after watching some, one of the. All right. So, anyways, there's more things to come there. So now we're coming up on quarter to the hour here. So we will go ahead and we'll go ahead and start to wrap things up. I will go ahead and today being Wednesday, April the 5th, 2023, let's take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history. History! Let's see. Actually, before I do that, in fact, I do have to step away for a quick moment. I'm going to put some music on while I'm gone, and then when I get back, we'll start. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So now let's get into this day in Nietzsche. Oh, let's signal. All right. Anyways, let's get back into that. So today being Wednesday, April the 5th, 2023. Let's take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history. History. All right. So, and first off, we're going to head back 75 years ago. So, on this date back in 1948, which was 75 years ago today, Marvel, at the time known as in this particular case, Miss America Publishing Corporation, the 10th issue of Miss America magazine came out on this date, or went on sale on this date back in 1948, 75 years. It was a monthly title, sold for 10 cents, 48 pages, featuring 3 stories of Patsy Walker. Of course, if you guys remember, a couple weeks ago, talked about 103-year-old retired comic book artist Al Jaffe. He said he worked on these may have been stories he worked on, so he drew for. So, anyways, on this date back in 1948, 75 years ago today, the 10th issue of Miss America magazine from Marvel Comics, at the time known as Miss America Publishing Corporation, went on sale on this date back in 1948. So, getting ready to move on to the next piece of Nietzsche history here. Let's see that. On this date, 40 years ago today, back in 1983, Kokusai Eiga-sha's Galactic Whirlwind Sasaraga premiered on TV Tokyo on this date back in 90. So 40 years ago today was the premiere of the mecha anime premiere of Kakusai Eiga-sha's Galactic Whirlwind Sasaraga. See, apparently, so in that story, this is the plot of the story of that. It is the year 2911, and the solar system is made up of 50 planets. Icy Blues, a gambler, makes a bet with the boss of a criminal syndicate known as Bloody God that it is possible to navigate the entire solar system in 1 year. Helping out Blues is the J93 team made up of Rock, Beat, and Birdie, who have purchased a super robot capable of transforming into a train from space merchant D.D. Richmond. The robot is Sasaraga. Yeah, Mecha one here using, much in the, if you think about it, this was probably like a year before Transformers premiered in the United States here. And of course, it was also around the time in the States here when I think Voltron was premiering, having been adapted by Worldwide Pants, I think, from the animes Beast, Go Lion, and as Blues and the JJ9 team start the challenge, it soon becomes evident that the Bloody Syndicate will do anything to ensure the JJ9 loses. Of course they do, because they don't want. Of course they do. This is like he makes a bet with a criminal gambler, and the criminal gambler is going to make sure that they win the bet, not the protagonist. So that's an interesting thing right there. So, anyways, I do have to go off camera here one more time, real quick, just to take care of some lighting here. But I'll be right a quick. All right, so back now. So let me see. Let me just remind myself of a couple of things. Okay. Oops, went a little too far there. All right, so now we go back 15 years ago today, as on this date in 2008. Warner Brothers Animation's Legion of Superheroes, which was being shown, of course, on the CW, the Kids WB network, would complete its run on this date 15 years ago today. So on this date 15 years ago today, the Warner Brothers DC Comics Warner Brothers animated series Legion of Superheroes, based, of course, on the DC Comics property, would complete its run on the CW Kids WB network. So there we have that. And finally, on this date 10 years ago today, back in 2013, on this date in 2013, Jay Briscoe would defeat Kevin Steen for the Ring of Honor World Champion. Now, Jay Briscoe, of course, was the Briscoe brother who passed away a couple months back, in a car accident. Kevin Steen is known in the WWE as Kevin Owens. So on this date, 10 years ago today, Jay Briscoe would defeat Kevin Steen for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. So with that, guys, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I hope we had some good conversations for everybody. Went over a lot of stuff tonight. With that, I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow for more news and neat in the world of Nietzsche. Bye.